So yeah, one last warm welcome from me to you. Thank you for joining me this evening on this connected breathwork session as we're using breathwork as a vehicle, as a tool to connect into that higher aspect of ourselves for many reasons. Many reasons we want to have that connection, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, every essence of the being. So like I was just saying, within the realms of breath work, this is conscious connected breathing. So it's quite dynamic and sensations can come on quite quickly. But simply put, the inhale flows into the exhale, flows into the inhale, and flows into the exhale. So there's no actual pause between the top of the inhale or the bottom of the exhale. We'll be breathing initially in through our nose and out through the mouth. So nice in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then we have the option to sort of step it up a gear if we want to, where we'll go in through the mouth and then out through the mouth. General day-to-day breathing, always through the nose, always. But for specific reasons, this being one of them, for short periods of time, we want to breathe through the mouth as well. So that is an option. I invite you to that as well. Okay. So what we're going to do, we'll get going in just a minute. We'll sort of ground in, tune into the evening. And then for the main part of the session, we'll be focusing it around this connected breathing. There'll be a bit of breath retention, so holding our breath as well, before we move into a meditation at the end to just let everything settle back down and just integrate and just let everything just be before we close the session. Okay, so with connected breathing, ideally we want to be lying down. So if you can be in a couple of minutes, be lying down. Amazing, 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 amazing. What we're going to do, we'll start in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay. So the main thing is that as we breathe in, we want to feel the abdomen expand. So let me see if I can the abdomen is going to expand. So I come up. And then we're going to let it naturally just come up into the ribs, up into the chest, and then we exhale, let it go. So as we inhale, expansion into the abdomen, up into the chest, and then we exhale, we let it go, okay? If at any time we feel like maybe sensations are starting to creep on, because what can happen on a physical level, we can quite quickly, the mouth can become a bit dry, you get a little bit tingly, a little bit lightheaded. It's just because we're actually reducing our CO2 levels quite quickly. So what we'll do, we'll just slow it down. We do want a bit of sensation there. We do want a bit of tingling, a little bit lightheadedness. But what I want to say is the breath is like a brake and an accelerator. We can slow our breathing down, okay? We can breathe back for our nose, a resting breath, and this will help to just slow and calm the system back down. Or we can use the breath as an accelerator. We can breathe in and out through the mouth, deeper and with a bit more, I don't want to use the word force, but a bit more energy and effort, okay? And this will like actually deepen the experience, okay? So just feel into your body wisdom, your body sensations, okay? Any questions so far? Not yet? Amazing. So on a mental level, the mind can probably going to get a bit busy in the first 10 or so minutes. It's like the ego mind can sort of like get a bit agitated. But what I advise you, and I'll be guiding along the way, so don't worry about trying to remember all of this. I'll lead you through the whole process. Just use the breath as an anchor just to return back to the body, back to the sensations, okay? And on an emotional level, as we breathe this way and we're creating this higher frequency in the body, emotions can start to move, energy can start to move in the body if we haven't, for example, expressed certain emotions, be it positive, negative. So if emotions do start to come up, then all I would say is to just allow them to, okay? Safe space. Hopefully you're in an environment where you're not going to be disturbed, and just allow them to come up and be processed. All right then. We will be doing this connected breathing for a few minutes. So it'll be in through the nose. So it's going to be around 2 to 3 seconds in, 2 to 3 seconds out. Feel into that, and you might want to speed it up, you might want to slow it down. Then after a few minutes, I'll guide us to take a full inhale. Brief pause at the top before we do a long extended exhale. Breathe out a confident and complete exhale, and then we're going to hold our breath at the bottom. We'll hold our breath for a period of time. And if at any time before I guide us to take another inhale, you feel you need to take a breath, then just come back to a resting breath and then join in when we start doing our regular breathing again. But if we can, we want to just, we're not here to overdo it, but it's slight bit of discomfort, slight challenge, slight stimulation onto the nervous system is what we're looking for, okay? It's how we can start to change our physiology. It's how we can create that higher frequency. It's how we can, what we call entrainment. It's when a low frequency can draw up to a high frequency. Low frequency taking the form of things like fear, regret, anger, just low emotions and experiences, up to more love, gratitude, appreciation, and so on. So we want to try and just play. We tune in and listen to our body wisdom, okay? So any last questions before we get into it? So I'm aware time is ticking on. We all good? Amazing. Okay, so you can sit up at the moment, but what I will suggest for the actual main part of the breathwork session, then we will be lying down, okay, comfortable. So for the time being, if you can just start to close the eyes down and just soften the eyelids, and you can be sitting up, you can be lying down. Main thing is you're comfortable and you're just closing the eyes, softening the eyelids. Just for a moment or two, just start to connect to the breath. Just noticing the flow of air as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Whether you're sitting down or lying down, just feel your sit bones connecting down into the bed or the seats, and just feel an anchor as they anchor down, grounding down. Just feeling areas of the body that expand as you inhale and soften and contract as you exhale. And on your next inhale, I want you to breathe a little bit deeper now, as if you're breathing into the base of the spine, into the hips, into the pelvis. And then we exhale as we let it go. Breathing in deeper, grounding down your energy, down through the base of the spine, through your bed, your seat, the floor, see if you're sending your energetic cords down into the earth beneath you, anchoring you into the present moment, into the here and now. And then on your next inhale, breathing into your heart space, into the center of your chest. Breathing in a sense of unconditional love and compassion for yourself. And let that just flow all around your body, all around your being. Just keeping the breath flowing smoothly and deeply. This is in and out through the nose. And then on your next inhale, breathing into your mind's eye, so the space between the eyebrows, just behind the forehead. Just breathing in some light, some universal wisdom, intelligence into the mind's eye, lighting up into the crown. And then as you do, just start to place one hand onto the center of your chest and just feeling that point from the center of your chest and the point between your shoulder blades. Imagine it drawing into that center point, coming into that center line of your body. And just connecting into that heart space, Awareness moving into that center line. Breathing in deeply, a little bit deeper and longer than your normal breath. Feeling the body expand, chest and abdomen rise. And then as you exhale, just let it soften. And with an open mind, an open heart, and a gentle smile on the face, just ask yourself who it is you are. Who am I? Just that simple question. Who am I underneath any of the chatter of the mind, opinions and judgments of the ego, any of the mental constructs and ideas of the idea of myself? Who am I underneath these personality traits, behaviors? Just breathing in this unconditional love, acceptance, compassion into this space. And just being with that for a moment or two. You might even be able to feel just subtle sensations in the heart space into the chest. Might take the form of a light, any imagery, shapes. And if nothing comes to you, nothing at all, that's absolutely fine. It's just to start to create that awareness of who we are underneath the layers and experiences we have picked up along the way. And if you just take one deep full inhale through the nose for me, and then exhale, we'll sigh it out. And then when you're ready, just slowly starting to flicker open the eyes, and then just coming back onto the screen as we just do a very gentle bit of movement just before we move into the breathwork session. So if you could just come into just a casual and comfortable seated position for me. You just want to open up the breathing space now. Okay, I'll just move the screen down just a little bit. So whether you're, see if you can do it lying down, but lying down or sitting down, okay, we just want to open up the space, okay? So as we inhale, that's just lift the shoulders up to the ears and then soften them back and down. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, draw them back and down, so opening up across the upper chest. And then one more. Inhale up and exhale down. We're going to do what we call push the sky away. So great for the diaphragm and the rib cage. So inhale, arms are going to reach all the way up. There we go. You can see just upper part. All the way up. Interlace the fingers if you can and push them sky away. And exhale round and down as we exhale, nice and smooth. So we want to be feeling it into the abdomen, into the ribs. Inhale as we go up. Push the sky away. And then exhale round and down. And then whether you're lying down, whether you're seated down, both palms onto the center of the chest. And with a smooth and deep inhale, we're going to open the arms wide, open the chest. So lifting the chest bone, open the throat, expansive across the midsection, heart space. Exhale, coming back in, palms to chest. Inhale, open, expand. And then exhale, softening round and palms to chest. One more, connecting breath and movement. Inhale, open, expand. And then exhale, round and down. And then any last movement, any last intuitive movement where we might feel a little bit of tension, a little bit of tightness, gentle rolls of the neck and head, maybe a little massage of the jaw. Just keeping a soft gaze, eyes either open or just gently soft gaze and focus. And then again, I'd like to invite you to just now come back into a lying position and getting yourself comfortable. So hopefully you've created a space where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 45 to an hour. You can hear me okay. As long as the screen, I can see you, that's really good. If you want to keep your cameras off, that's absolutely fine. I like to sometimes be able to see so I can give little cues and see everyone's okay, but I also respect we're going to be taking it good this evening. So if you want to keep the cameras off, that's fine. So just making yourself comfortable, keeping the eyes closed, and then just gently relaxing the arms down by the sides. Feet. So feet you can either lay out in front of you, or you have the option, if you feel anything in the lower back, a nice little tip is to actually bend the knees and letting the knees fall in on each other. So they are some nice options. I quite often work with my knees bent and into each other. But see, as we breathe, energy can start to move. You might see you want to actually move. I invite some movement, a bit of vocalizing, toning in the throat. It's all a great way of what we call somatically working with the energy. Okay, so coming into a comfortable position, closing the eyes down. And let's just feel an intention here to move deeply in a more connected way to our higher self, that aspect of ourselves that knows who we are and across all lifetimes, time and space. So just taking a moment again to return to that intention, who am I? And connecting into that higher self and that aspect of ourselves that knows us on the deepest level through all time and space. So again, just tuning into the sensation of your breathing for a moment or two. Just noticing areas of expansion as you breathe in and areas of softening and contraction as you breathe out. And what we're going to do, we're going to start to invite some deeper breaths now. We're going to start to invite that connected breathing. So if we can start to breathe in through our nose for a count of 2, 3, and then out through our mouth, 2, 3. Starting to invite that deeper breath, that connected breath now. So as we breathe in, feel the body expand, and then exhale, we let it go. Breathing in for a count of roughly 2, 3 seconds, and then breathing out for a count of 2, 3 seconds. As we inhale, feel the expansion into the abdomen, and then let it naturally flow up into the ribs, up into the chest. And then exhale, we let it fall away. As we exhale and get to the bottom, we then go straight back into the inhale, which flows into the exhale. and flows into the inhale. So we're creating this circular motion, this infinite motion, sinking inhale and exhale, opening and closing, expansion and contraction. We're breathing in through our nose and we're breathing out through our mouth at the moment. Maybe offering a little sigh as we exhale. And what you might find is that already sensations might be starting to creep in. Maybe a little bit of tingling, a little bit of lightheadedness. Maybe the mouth is already starting to dry a little. If we can just return back to the breath, return back to the technique. If the mouth starts to get dry, we can just lick the lips a little. But what we usually find after the first 15 minutes, the sensations, tension in the body, sensations, lightheadedness, tingling, that can start to dissipate. And we get over this first phase, over like a hump, and then the breath almost is breathing us, okay? So we're not worrying too much about the actual rates yet, just finding your flow, finding your rhythm. As we breathe in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3. Breathing into the belly, into the abdomen, up into the heart space. Exhale, we let it go. Letting the diaphragm do most of the work here. And then not forcing the exhale, okay? So we're not forcing the exhale, we're letting the exhale almost take care of itself. As we get out of the mind and into the body, I surrender to the experience I am having. I surrender to the process I am choosing to pass through. I surrender to what may come up and acknowledge sometimes effort is needed to achieve my goals, my desires. Filling into the belly, then letting it flow up into the chest. Offering a little sigh on every exhale. Remembering the breath is our brake and our accelerator. If we feel sensations coming on too much, then we can just slow our breathing down, return to a resting breath. If we feel we're not getting enough, we do want to feel some sensations creeping in. A little bit of tension in the body, a little bit of lightheadedness, a little bit of heat sort of fluctuating as well. It's just as the system, we are stimulating our system initially. I surrender to any agitations of the mind and the subtle discomfort of the body. Of course, still listening to our body wisdom, our body's intelligence. And then on my count, in just a moment, we're going to come into our first breath retention. So in 3, in 2, in 1. On your next inhale, take a full and deep inhale. Breathe up as if you're breathing into the crown of the head. We're going to pause for a moment and then exhale all the way. So a confident exhale all the way, emptying the lungs, and then hold at the bottom of the exhale as we hold our breath. And just coming into the stillness, relaxing any tension held in the face muscles, releasing the jaw, cheekbones, tongue, eyelids. We're going to go for a few more seconds, being in the stillness, tuning into the sensations of the body. And then 3, 2, 1, take a full inhale for me now. Breathe all the way up into the crown of the head, so lightening up the mind's eye, crown of the head, hold at the top. And then 3, 2, 1, let's sigh and release. Creating some toning in the throat. Then take a sip in of air through the nose. And then sigh. Let it go. And then just for a moment, come back to a resting breath, a normal breath in and out through the nose for me. Tuning in, dropping into the moment, checking in with the body sensations, body intelligence. And then in 3, in 2, in 1, let's start to connect back to that breath, back to that connected breathing. So breathing in, into the belly, up into the heart, and then exhale, we let it go. Into the belly, into the chest, and exhale, letting it go. And what I invite you now is to shift to mouth breathing as we inhale through the mouth and then exhale through the mouth. Breathing in, 2, out, 2, in, 2, out, 2, in. Letting the inhale flow straight into the exhale, and letting the exhale flow straight into the inhale. No pause between the breaths. Creating this higher frequency as we breathe in this continuous circular motion. We create a higher energy frequency in the body, which starts to make our physical vessel, our body, our energy centers start to open, start to elevate, starts to shift unprocessed energy, stagnant emotions, and starts to, in time, then reduce the fluctuations of the mind and shift us into this altered state, taking us closer back to that higher potential and that awareness of infinite possibilities. Letting the diaphragm expand down to the front, to the back, to the side and side. Picking the pace up for me a little bit more if you can. But listening to your body wisdom, listening to your body intelligence, maybe taking a little lick of the lips, moistening the mouth. I understand I have collected experiences layers and conditioning, belief systems along my life journey. I understand through these many experiences, they may have shaped how I am, sometimes in good ways, sometimes in not so good. Letting the inhale flow straight into the exhale, expanding into the abdomen and drawing it up into the heart space, up into the chest. I understand that underneath these layers, filters, any masks, there is my true self and a higher potential and version of myself. Ah. Ah. Now I want to invite some movement. If we feel some tension in the forearms, in the wrists, we can stretch out, we can move, we can shrug shoulders, we can move the legs, we can reach out to the side, we can reach up above the head wherever we have space. Letting the inhale flow in this dynamic way to the exhale. As we go on this journey, this process, raising our frequency, allowing the diaphragm to do a lot of the work here, keeping the jaw relaxed, keeping the face muscles soft, connecting into your rhythm, connecting into your flow. Knowing if any physical challenges come up, we have the ability to just soften the breath slightly. But I encourage, as we get into the session a little bit more, we start to use the accelerator just a little bit more. We want to dance, what I call dance on the edge of our comfort zone. And then on my count, in 3 and 2 and 1, on your next inhale, taking a full inhale all the way up to the crown of the head, all the way up to the top. And then we're going to hold for a second and then exhale, let it go. Confident, complete exhale all the way. And then hold the breath at the bottom. Hold the breath and dropping into the stillness. Relaxing the shoulders, the neck, dropping into the subtle sensations of the body. If you need to take a breath before I guide you, then please, you can take a sip of air, or you can just return to a resting breath. Listen to your body wisdom. We're going for a little bit longer here. Dropping into the stillness of the body. And on my count, 3, 2, 1, take a full inhale for me now. Breathing all the way up into the crown of the head, drawing this light energy, lighting up the crown, the mind's eye, and we're going to hold at the top. Keep keeping the chest and neck soft. And then with a toning, vibrating sound, we'll exhale in 3, 2, 1. Ah. Release and let go. Taking a sip of air in through the nose. And then sigh and let it go for me. And just for a moment or two, come back to a resting breath. Tuning back into the sensations of the body, checking into where you are currently at. Just being still. Relaxing. And then on my count, in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's come back to that connected breath. In, 2, and out, 2. In, 2, out, 2. And if you're not already, I invite you to move to mouth breathing. Breathing in deeply and then breathing out completely. Taking a little lick of the lips and keeping a smile on your face. Starting to deepen the breath. Starting to breathe a little bit more faster if we can. Remembering we want to stimulate the system, raise our frequency. And taking a lick of the lips. Letting the inhale flow into the exhale. And letting the exhale flow into the inhale for me. We can just pick up the energy and press a little bit more on the accelerator, but dancing on the edge of our comfort zone for me. I seek to begin the process of removing any layers, filters, of any conditioning of my being. I seek to reduce and remove fluctuations of the mind and distractions. I seek to return to my true self with clear eyes and a balanced mind. I seek to create the space necessary to establish that awareness to my highest self, of the connection that has always been there, but has simply been drowned out by any noise and the busyness of what life sometimes can bring. So I invite you now to breathe a little deeper if you've got it in you. As we move into the last few minutes of this connected breathing, before we start to then calm and slow the system back down. Breathing in deeply and then exhaling completely. As we breathe into the last few minutes of the connected breathing, this dynamic breath work. Breathing in through the mouth and then let it go straight out again. As we surrender to the process, as we seek to connect and move into that highest potential. Feeling the expansion into the abdomen and bringing it up into the heart space. And exhale, just gentle push with the exhale. Last few rounds. As we sigh and release on the exhale, forming. Here we go. Letting any tension move through the body. Stretching out the fingers, moving the wrists. Expansion as we inhale. Softening and contraction as we exhale. And then in 3, in 2, and then in 1. Take a full inhale, and then we're going to hold at the top for me. Hold. And then exhale all the way out. A confident and complete exhale for me now. Emptying the lungs. Nothing forced, nothing strained. Dropping into the stillness. Tuning into the heart beating. Awareness on the sensation of the heart space. See if we can just slow everything down. And if you need to take a sip of air before I say them, please do. Listen to your body wisdom. We're going a little bit longer on the breath retention. Releasing tension in the neck and shoulders and chest. And then on my count, in 3, in 2, in 1, awareness at the soles of the feet. Inhale a bright white light, drawing it all the way up through your body, the legs, the hips, the spine, lighting up into the crown of the head, and then hold at the top. For one last time, we're going to engage the pelvic floor and the abdomen. Draw it in and send the energy up as we hold at the top. And then with a long toning exhale, 3, 2, and 1. We release and let go. Taking a sip of air in through the nose for me. Filling the body up. And then sigh and let it go. One more sip of air in through the nose. Expansion into the abdomen, into the heart. And then sigh and let it go. As we come back to a resting breath, breathing in now normally and naturally, in and out through the nose, Let the breath take care of itself. And just letting the body go soft and letting the body just be loose and heavy into the surface in which you lay on. Body is soft, breathing is normal. Body is soft, breathing is normal. As we connect and use the breath in this way, we create this higher and lighter frequency into the body, making it easier to raise our vibration, our energy field and body, to rise up, to connect, to unify, to join with that higher aspect of ourselves, to become an open channel to enhance our ability of free-flowing energy, insight, inspiration, that innate knowing and inner wisdom. As we lay here, we just connect back to our breath. And on your next inhale, breathing in deeply through the nose. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. And then we exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause at the bottom. Breathing in, feel the abdomen expand. Pausing at the top, keeping the chest soft. And then we exhale and we let it go. Pause for a moment at the bottom. As we breathe in, feeling the body expand. Hold. And then exhale, we let it go. Breathing in deeply and breathing out completely. As we lay here now, letting our breath take care of itself, resting and natural. Begin to tune into a sense that hovering above us, around us, with us, is the all-loving, all-celebrating, shapeless aspect of you. That aspect of you that is indeed your higher self, loving you, supporting you, encouraging you, and indeed seeing that all things are possible always. And this aspect of you is aligned with the highest and most loving perspective possible. As you feel an awareness of this presence, of this connection with the highest aspect of yourself, taking whatever form that resonates with you, a light, colors, shape. You are open, receptive, and welcoming. And with every breath you take, you invite this infinite, eternal union with your highest self and potential. To integrate deep within you at the cellular and quantum level. This light being and energy lights up every cell of your body and every aspect of your being on all levels, lighting up physical, mental, emotional, and into the far and wide spiritual. As you lay here now, begin to feel a deeper sense of gratitude, of unconditional love, connecting into a deeper sense of support and appreciation for everything that is available to you. And that deeper understanding and awareness, knowing that at any time, always and forever, you have the ability to create and be all that is. As you take a deep breath in, feel this light draw into you, lighting up every aspect of who you are. And that inner sense of knowing, there you are, and there I am. Coming back to the awareness on the center of the chest and asking ourselves who it is I am. who it is I am. And then on your next inhale, we're going to breathe in through the nose, hold, and then exhale, we let it go. And we'll go again. Inhale, expansion into the body, hold at the top, and then exhale, we're going to sigh and let it go. Nice cleansing breath. As we now further integrate this energy at a cellular level for mind, body, and spirit. In this life and reality, in all other dimensions, directions of time and space, past, present, and future, and across all bloodlines and timelines. And then when you're ready in your own time, we start to just invite a little bit of gentle movement into the fingertips, into the wrists and palms, into the toes. Just some movement back into the body. And again, any intuitive movement that feels right in your body. And then just keeping the eyes closed, the body soft. Just gently finding your way. Well, option to come up into a comfortable seated position, or you can stay lying down. The option is yours. Just keeping the eyes closed, the body soft. Any last bits of movement, stretching. As we bring the palms together and just starting to rub the palms, creating a bit of warmth into the hands. And then gently cupping them over the eyes, over the eyelids. Again, keeping the eyes closed, we're just going to gently bring the palms to touch and then thumbs into the center of the chest, into the sternum. And then we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, drawing the air, the oxygen, the light, the energy in, full expansive inhale. And then sigh, we let it go. May all beings, big and small, may the air, the earth, the ocean, the seen and the unseen, and everything in between, be happy, be healthy, be free. And then in your own time, you can keep your eyes closed, say good night, or I welcome you to come back and coming back into the room, back into the space around you. Maybe just gently flickering open the eyes, just nice and soft. And depending where you are in the world, if you want to stay lying down and just enjoy the rest of the evening, then feel welcome to just slip away into the night, into the evening. Or if you'd like to stay and have a little chat, I'm here for a few more minutes. I'd love to hear anything at all. If you'd like to share what sensations or what came up or didn't. And I'd also just like to say as well, with this type of breath work, it can be, like you probably would have experienced, on some level stimulating. So it can start to shift energy. It can start to get emotion going as well, and this can take some time after the session as well to settle back down and to process and to integrate as well. So we kept it a little bit more on the gentle side. It was really nice and a little bit more subtle. So just be mindful of that though as well. What I recommend is over the next 24 hours, just focus on hydrating, getting that water in you. Breathing through the mouth, we can lose more moisture. So it's always good to shift back to that nasal breathing, hydrate well for the next 12 hours to 12, 24 up to 48 hours, and just listen to your body and just let everything just like relax and settle down. Because yeah, in the world of breath work, we can have quite down regulating, very soothing, calming breath. We can have quite stimulating, energizing breath. So we just want to be mindful of that and just shift our calendar, our schedule accordingly, depending on what we've done. So yeah, just taking it easy for the next 24 hours or so. But yeah, I'd just like to say a massive thank you very much for joining me this evening. If anybody would like to unmute yourself, you're very welcome to. Or you're very welcome to drop me a message online, an email with any if you had anything come up at all, anything whatsoever. But I'd just be interested, did anybody find that sensations, maybe a dry mouth, a little bit of tingling came in quite quickly? Or how did we feel? You can just raise your hand or unmute yourself, whatever you'd like.
Thanks for that, Nick.
You're welcome, Lisa. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it took me a while for any sensation, but I did feel some vibration. But I felt very like I feel very blocked and quite heavy, if that makes sense.
Was during the session, or was that in general, or after the session?
No, yeah, during, but then towards the end, I felt some movement. I
Okay.
started to feel like softening.
Okay.
Yeah,
Blocking in any area in particular?
just in the chest and the
Chest,
yeah,
rib
yeah,
section, diaphragm.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. This is quite a deep way of breathing, so we're using our diaphragm more. So
mm,
quite often that can be quite a common space where we can feel tightness, tension, blockages. Um, that's really quite common.
mm,
It's something that we need to, and we can do a whole separate thing on this. It is working with that midsection, with the ribs, with the diaphragm, because for many reasons we can feel blocked in that space, in that portion.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and anything from posture, from tight clothing, injury, stressed,
mm,
alignment.
yeah,
energetic, emotional side of things.
Yeah.
So it's something to just observe, be aware of. As long as, say, day-to-day breathing, are you able to take a deep breath, not over expanding, but a regular, what you call a regular functional breath into the
Mm.
abdomen, so your abdomen expands?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
it is more of like an emotional, stressful
Mm.
blockage rather
Yeah.
than, yeah.
We can
Yeah.
hold a lot of stuff in that
Yeah.
space
Yeah.
there, and into the lower back and the hips as
Mm-mm.
well. There's a
Yeah.
lot going on in that area. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's yeah, be mindful of that. And there are some techniques as well you can do to work in that space more, to get it more free flowing. And then
Brilliant.
it
Good.
can be a bit of a, yeah, it might take an ongoing, it doesn't
Mm.
have to be a long session, but just little sort of um manipulation and sessions to get that free
Yeah.
flowing.
Should they be sort of morning, evening? When's the best times and sort of how long?
Before you eat, you don't want
Mm.
to eat, because obviously your food's in there in your stomach, and it can be quite
Yeah.
uncomfortable, and that restricts it. Yeah, really, and within an hour or two, before, well, if you've eaten, no more than, say, keep an hour or two window.
Okay.
Really, I like to do breath work. You can do it any time, but morning's good because you've had less stimulation from the day. Okay. Um, so I find it personally easier to drop into that moment, and then you've got that for the day ahead of you.
Brilliant. Thank you.
But feel free to drop me an email or a message
Oh, yeah.
if there's anything. I can fire over some tips and tricks to
Lovely.
work with that. No problem.
That's great. Thank
All
you.
right then. You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Okay.
Anyone else? Hey, Kerry. Thanks for joining this evening.
Well, as always, I disappeared off somewhere.
You look quite still.
um, but the as I wake in the morning, I find that I'm doing the different techniques that you've been teaching on the classes you've been doing. I alternate. Um, I wasn't sure how I'd be tonight because I've got to have spinal surgery, and
Oh, wow.
I honestly put my seating bones on, because on where I am on the green, and then listening, you have a very soothing, calming voice that takes you into the space that you need to go. And it's the tones in your voice and the words and instructions that you give that take you into like that, into the temple of
Oh, that's lovely.
beautiful healing. And
I
that
haven't heard those
is,
words before.
yeah, yeah, but you do, Nick. Your voice and the words that you use take you through into that place. And I actually have got no pain right now at all.
Oh, that's lovely to
None.
hear.
So for me, I know how important it is, and I will email you, because I'm going to
Yeah, I'd love.
do some, if it's all right, I would like to do some one-to-one sessions to really hone it in.
Hmm.
Um, but it's very, without breath, without breathing. Breathing
Hmm.
is the nectar of Mother Nature. It's our it's our life
Yeah,
force.
it runs through many things, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So if we didn't have the air that we breathe, and then be able to utilize it within the body, which you teach so well, and taking it in, like, everybody's at different levels and everybody has different things to work through, but breathing is so gentle. It is so, it's so powerful, and it's beautiful. Thank you.
Brilliant. Oh, well, thank you very much, Kerry. That's lovely to hear. Really nice. Yeah, I always find it so fascinating. People can have such different experiences, so it's lovely. Some people can have very subtle, some people can have very deep. this was sort of in the range, this sort of technique tonight. But yeah, no, thank you very much. And hey, if it's helped with more comfort in the body, I'm very happy with that.
Absolutely. And
Very happy.
I can honestly say to you, 1,000,000%, and I will say 1,000,000%, I haven't got the pain that I'd had down the bottom at all. And that is because of stilling the body, breathing, taking in the thing that brings us, makes the body function, that makes our lives, makes us, allows us to be alive.
Amazing, amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very, very welcome. Yeah, I mean, hey, it can get used in so many different ways, you know, on all levels. It really can. It's just our intention and how we sort of, you know, make the subtle changes along the way. What I'm just going to do, I'm just going to hit pause on the recording now, actually.